balls and 1 strike to Mike Davis. Bottom of the 9th. A's 4, Dodgers 3.
If he gets on, we're going to hear some roar.
3-1. And he walked him. And look who's coming up. All year long they looked to him to light the fire, and all year long he answered the demands until he was physically unable to start tonight with 2 bad legs, the bad left hamstring and the swollen right knee. And with 2 out, you talk about a roll of the dice. This is it. If he hits the ball on the ground, I would imagine he would be running 50% to first base. So the Dodgers trying to catch lightning right now. Fouled away. He was, complaining about the fact that with the left knee bothering him, he can't push off. Well, now he can't push off and he can't land.
He's going to use all arms. Look at his crowd on its feet. What a tribute.
4-3 A's. 2 out, 9th inning. Not a bad opening act. Mike Davis, by the way, has stolen 7 out of 10. If you're wondering about Lasorda throwing the dice again. Oh, and 1. Fouled away again.
And he's staying on an outside corner. He's not going to give him a ball to pull. With Davis, he just missed. But here's 2 quick strikes, both fastballs that kind of tail away the outside part. Hasse is not even flirted with the inside part of that plate.
You saw Dave Duncan gesturing. He was gesturing to Carney Lansford at third. 0-2 to Gibson. The infield is back with 2 out and Davis at first. Now Gibson during the year, not necessarily in this spot, but he was a threat to bunt. No way tonight, no wheels.
They're plenty deep in the outfield and a lot of room. They're playing him straight away in center field. Look at it, right down the line. He's a threat now with 2 strikes.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Little nubber foul. And it had to be an effort to run that far. Gibson was so banged up, he was not introduced. He did not come out onto the field before the game.
You can really see the limp. He's not driving that ball. It was by him. Let's see, he's really almost has to talk to his legs and say, hey, let's go, we got to get out of here.
It's one thing to favor one leg, but you can't favor 2.
No way, and that's what he's trying to do. He really is.
0-2 to Gibson. Ball 1. And a throw down to first. Davis just did get back. Good play by Ron Hasse using Gibson as a screen. He took a shot at the runner, and Mike Davis didn't see it for that split second, and that made it close.
A lot of times what you do, you'll give a sign to the first baseman, say, now be there. They call it now be there play. If I get the ball, I'm going to throw it. 14 fastballs in a row. That's all he's been throwing.
There goes Davis, and it's fouled away. So Mike Davis, who had stolen 7 out of 10 and carrying the tying run, was on the move.
They wanted to give Gibson a good shot at it with 2 strikes, but with the 2 strikes, Davis a threat, as we said, because the blue pit will score that big run.
Gibson shaking his left leg, making it quiver like a horse trying to get rid of a troublesome fly. 2-2. Mike Scioscia can only sit now and sweat it out. He led off the inning and popped up. Tony La Russa is 1 out away from win number 1.
Here's the big pitch. He's got to make it happen on this one.
2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 out.
Those extra steps that Davis will get if the count goes to 3-2 are very big. So Hasse and Eckersley want that pitch of decision right here.
There he goes, way outside. He's stolen it.
Hasse started to throw and kind of bumped Gibson, but it was way too late. Davis was way down there, almost as if he could have walked in. Not a bad pitch to handle for Hasse outside. Now watch when he starts to throw. Look at Gibson. And Harvey says, no, he had the base stolen.
So Mike Davis, the tying run, is at second base with 2 out. Now the Dodgers don't need the muscle of Gibson as much as a base hit. And on deck is the leadoff man, Steve Sax. 3-2. Sax waiting on deck, but the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. And now the only question was, could he make it around the base paths unassisted?
I'll tell you, there are those who say that it's what happens after the base on balls, but it's the base on balls that makes it so bad. A home run would have tied it, but the walk gives him the win. And Eckersley, who doesn't walk that many, really gets burned here. Watch Lasorda.
You know, I said it once before, a few days ago, that Kirk Gibson was not the most valuable player, that the most valuable player for the Dodgers was Tinkerbell. But tonight, I think Tinkerbell backed off for Kirk Gibson. And look at Eckersley, shocked to his toes. They are going wild at Dodger Stadium. No one wants to leave. Dennis Eckersley allowed 5 home runs all year. We'll be back.
I guarantee you this, the parking lot at Chavez Ravine is empty. Nobody has left their seats, and now the man of the hour is back out on the field. Kirk Gibson, have you ever had a feeling like this?
Well, it's hard to match, I'll say that, and you know, it's I guess a storybook. I was very disappointed today because I knew I couldn't play. I knew I'd be a detriment, and I got an injection today, and I was very sore, but I saw the opportunity. I knew we could get a guy on base. The pitcher was coming up, and I figured if I got out there and the fans started cheering, that I could suck it up for 1AB, and maybe something good would happen, and it happened.
How much pain were you in at the plate?
Well, it was tough. You know, pushing off my front foot, and my other hamstring was hurting me. I got 2 bad legs, but you know, when I got 2 strikes on, I just decided to buckle it down, and Mike got the second. I knew I really didn't have to hit a home run. I kind of was going to shorten up and try and drive the ball the other way, and I got a breaking ball that he got out. It was low, the ball I like to hit, and I was just fortunate. The good Lord gave me this wonderful moment.
Did you know it was gone the instant you hit it?
A pretty good idea, and you know, we've had some tough times, but you know, what a team. We've been saying it all year, and if it wasn't for my teammates, I wouldn't even have got the opportunity to remember this moment.
We were standing in the runway, and we could hear you taking batting practice off the tee back at the end of the tunnel. We didn't even think you'd be available for pinch hitting duty, and I know Lasorda walked back to talk to you. How did that conversation go?
Well, I've been in the training room all day, or all night, getting treatment, and in fact, I heard Vince Scully say they were panning the dugout looking for me, saying it didn't look like I was going to be able to play, and I said, that's enough. Went and put an ice bag on there and numbed my knee up best I could. Hit some off the tee in there, and I had a bat boy come in and ask Tommy to come in. I wanted to talk to him. I said, go ahead and pinch hit for Alfredo with Mike. If we get a guy on, I'll go in there and give you my best. I think I can do it and give you a good shot, and that's what it's all about.
Thoughts and images that went through your mind as you rounded the bases?
Well, I just kept telling myself, these are the type of circumstances you enjoy most, and you perform even better under these conditions, and thank the good Lord, it all happened for us.
Kirk Gibson. Let's go back upstairs to Vince Scully and Joe Garagiola.
Well, needless to say, as the crowd continues to go wild, tonight's NBC Miller Lite Player of the Game is who else? Kirk Gibson. Miller Lite happy to present a check for $1,000 in the name of Kirk Gibson to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. It wasn't exactly deja vu, but we do remember the other day in New York, 12th inning, a game tied with the New York Mets. Roger McDowell, a sinker ball specialist, and Gibson hits a home run in the 12th inning to give the Dodgers a 5-4 victory. It was a victory revisited tonight.
In the Oakland clubhouse, they have to be talking about that base on balls and that pitch selection. The only ball he could really hit out of here was the breaking ball.
What an opening act, huh? I think we've got a leading man, and many of them, between now and the end of this great 1988 World Series. Well, as we look one more time at Kirk Gibson, the 1988 World Series brought to you by Miller Lite. For great taste, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite. By Volkswagen, experience German engineering the Volkswagen way. By Kohler, maker of quality